So my teaser is, who wants to draw cards for the amount of life they gained? I don't.
And I have a card that's exponentially powerful or possibly statistically insignificant.
Hello. Welcome to MTG Unraveled, where we each choose a magic card and over-explain it to distract you from your current hyperfixation. I'm Rafa.
And I'm Ryan. As usual, each episode we've picked a card that we think has something interesting you may or may not know about it. We're going to start off with Rafa's card.
Yes, so mine today is black, 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 black.
Black. It's not Necropotence, because that's only 3 black types.
Yeah, I know. I figured you'd probably think like Necropotence or Necrodominance, and then I added that last one in there. It is an enchantment. It's a rare from Alpha.
Keep going.
All right, I'll give you all that's left is the text box. That's fine. I'll give you the original text box. You lose all life. If you gain life later in the game, instead draw 1 card from your library for each life. For each point of damage you suffer, you must destroy one of your cards in play. Creatures destroyed this way cannot be regenerated. You lose if this enchantment is destroyed or if you suffer a point of damage without sending a card to the graveyard.
I think I actually know what this card is for once.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you have a guess for the name?
Is it Lich? Lick?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pronounced both. I prefer lick because I have a joke.
Okay.
I don't actually, but D's. So let me explain it with the text. If you look it up now on Gather. So it has 4 lines of text. It's at 5 lines of text. Good gravy. As this enchantment enters, you lose life equal to your life total. Much more magic coded. You don't lose the game for having 0 or less life. Not even mentioned in the beginning, but I guess it's implied. If you would gain life, draw that many cards instead. Whenever you're dealt damage, sacrifice that many non-token permanents. If you can't, you lose the game. And when this enchantment is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you lose the game. That's what it said, but now it says it saying it better.
Usually.
Yeah. What do you mean usually? That is better.
No, I'm just saying that's usually how Oracle text works. Not always.
Not always. Yeah, we've had examples of that.
Yeah.
So let's get into the rules. First one is a little bit lengthy. If you have multiple lick cards on the battlefield, you must sacrifice a permanent for each damage done to you for each lick. This is because the sacrifice is a triggered ability, but you only draw 1 card for each life gained, regardless of how many licks you have. This is because the draw is a replacement effect and not a triggered one. You lose if any one of the licks leave the battlefield. So having multiple sucks.
Yeah, because having 1 is so good.
Yeah, this card's great. I just asked who wants to draw cards for the amount of life you gained. If there was a 4 mana, you draw cards for the amount of life you gain, that would be playable. There's just a little drawback. If you take more than 1 damage at a time, sacrifice the permanents for that damage simultaneously. This allows you to sacrifice both a creature and any aura that is on it all at once. Mm-hmm. So if you have Gideon and Gideon's got aura, then you can sacrifice both of those.
Oh, there you go.
The face. Did you not see that coming?
No.
Okay, next rule. You can't pay life. Just like any player at less than 1 life, you can't pay life. You can pay 0 life if you want. They're always so cheeky.
They are so cheeky.
And that's pretty much it. There's no reserve list. It's an alpha, or it is on the reserve list. So it's an alpha. There's no reprints is what I meant. And there's 1 art, and it's by Daniel Gellin, I think. Gelon, like melon, but with a G. Gellin.
Seems right.
Yeah, it looks like a zombie ready for sleepies. He doesn't actually have a nightcap on or anything, but it like, if you just like glazed at the card, you'd be like, wait, is that a zombie going to bed? You can use this card like any alpha card, basically, that's not banned in Legacy, Vintage, Commander, and Oathbreaker. Now, for the fun part, how much do you think this card costs for an alpha?
For an alpha?
Yeah.
800.
$1,000 for a moderately played one I found on TCG Player. The unlimited ones are about $150, and the non-legal versions are only like $40. A lot like your card last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I got. What are we doing for your card?
Oh, well, I just wanted to mention the reason
Yes.
I actually knew
That's
this
true.
card,
You did know it, yeah.
because I never know the cards. I had looked at it for my Saskia list
Oh.
because
That's rude.
I want to build Saskia where I choose myself and have a ton of effects where you swap life totals and like deal damage when I'm dealt damage and stuff like that. So I had looked at this card and it's not cheap.
It's not cheap, a lot of risk, and honestly, 4 black pips in a 4-color deck
is really
a lot
difficult
to ask. Yeah, that's a tall order.
It was just a really cool effect that I was like, man, where would you ever play this card?
Nowhere.
But I could play it there reasonably for like good purpose. So, yeah.
Yeah, I saw all the combos and I was like, anyone who's ever played against a deck, a life swap deck, would know all these like all the other cards you'd see in any deck that's that gimmick. Like, so none of the combos stood out to me as like, oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
They were all, if you've ever played against a life swap deck or ever seen a list for it, all those same cards work with this card.
For my card today, XX blue, and it's a sorcery.
I mean, I have a guess. Does it tutor for an artifact?
No.
Oh, dang it. It's not reshape.
No. It's a mythic, and this is a big hint. It's Secrets of Strixhaven.
You're cheating.
Cheating?
Yeah.
Why is that cheating?
That's cheat. It hasn't even been printed yet. You can't pick a card that doesn't exist.
It does exist. The spoilers exist on the internet, and we've talked about it. So
Those spoilers came out during Spider-Man. We're already on The Hobbit.
No, we're not.
That's what it feels like sometimes. I have no idea what this card is. I haven't looked at Strixhaven spoilers other than like you were showing me the talismans. They're pretty.
Text box. Target player draws 2 to the X cards. And then it has reminder text that says 2 to the 0 is 1, 2 to 1 is 2, 2 to 2 is 4, 2 to the 3rd is 8, 2 to the 4th is 16, 2 to the 5th is 32, and so on.
64, 128, 256, 512, 1024, 2048, 4096. I'm done.
Okay. Do you know the name of the card?
Absolutely not. I forget. It's not that I don't listen to you. It's that I don't remember anything.
The name of this card is Mathemagics.
Right. It has such a great name. I want to
It's
play this card.
such a great name.
I want to play it.
Explaining the card in the game. Target player, you or whoever you choose. You cast this card. If you pay just the 2 blue pips and nothing into X, you will draw 1 card. That is a 1 card for 2 mana ratio. That is a terrible rate, and you do not get card advantage.
That's not terrible.
That's a terrible rate.
It's not the worst thing ever.
It's a terrible rate.
Okay.
If you pay 2 into X, you draw 2 cards. You're still at a 1 for 2 rate, but at least you get a 1 card advantage because you're replacing the spell and getting an extra card. If you pay 6 total mana, so 4 into blue, you draw 4 cards, which is all right. And then it really starts to get going when you pay 8 into it. Total 6 into X, you draw 8 cards, which is a 1 for 1 rate, getting a whole bunch of cards. Each time you add 2 mana to the cost, you double the number of cards you've drawn, as he so joyfully showed us. What formats use the card? It's not out yet, so it is not currently legal in any formats. However, Secrets of Strixhaven is a standard set, so it will be in standard. How much play it'll see, I don't really know. I don't know enough about standard to know if this is going to be like an effect in the meta at all.
It probably depends on what else comes out with it, but I don't see it being like it's
crazy.
No Vivi.
It's not Vivi or Nadu. But it certainly will be a commander card. This will be in commander decks.
Oh yeah.
The price, the pre-release price for this card, right now it's showing at $50 for the base art. This is where sometimes you do not buy singles right away. Go ahead, if you want to spend a bunch of money, go buy the packs. Maybe you'll pull some stuff. It'll be really cool. But wait, buy singles later when the price is not so inflated, because I'll say it right now. This card is not going to stay at $50.
Watch it stay somehow at that.
And then y'all can yell at me in the comments. Ha, you're wrong, dummy.
You dummy. Yeah. Jeez.
Okay.
$50.
$50.
No.
For the base one.
Get a Wan Chi Tong.
For real.
Yeah.
This card is not that good. And it's definitely not a good, like, early game card. There's way better spells out there to give you low mana card advantage, like Brainstorm.
Brainstorm doesn't give you card
advantage. It does not give
either.
you card advantage, but it gives you card selection for only 1 mana.
And it's an instant, which is nothing to discount. Like, that's a big difference.
This card also doesn't have the stipulation of no maximum hand size, like a lot of our favorite giant card draw spells.
Finale of Revelation.
Seagate Restoration and Enter the Infinite are the 3 that I had thought about.
I didn't, like, that just didn't even occur to me. It doesn't. No, you put this index that those cards would want to be in too, though.
Yeah, you would. And if you have other ways to have no maximum hand size, then cool. It's just one of those things where, like, I don't feel bad playing a Seagate Restoration and drawing a crud load of cards, and then I'm like, well, I just spent a stupid amount of mana that I don't have more to do something this turn, but at least I don't have to sit there and, like, pare my hand down to 7 cards and make people wait, or, like, big thinkies it. I can just be like, okay, I'm going to drop this giant spell. Pass. I'll figure it out while you guys take your turns. This one doesn't just automatically give you that. However, this card does say target player, whereas those other spells we just talked about don't do that. Seagate, it is yourself. Enter the Infinite is yourself. This one can target other players. So where this card can be really good, and where I think we'll see it a lot at, is that endgame knockout for 1 player. For 16 mana, it's a lot. I get that. But for 16 mana, where X equals 7 in a game of Commander,
128.
It's 128 cards. You target someone else, they draw out their deck and lose.
Yeah, that is really neat, because there's an argument that this is a red thing. Mm-hmm. Red is the one that you get an X spell that shoots a player out.
Yeah.
Where this one does it in the bluest way possible. That's cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, so I think that that's a spot that we will see it a lot in. I also thought about the fact that if we just discount this a little bit, it would be great. So there's quite a few commander decks that this would fit really well into. Eluge, whenever you attack, you put a flood counter on something, and then the first instant or sorcery spell you cost each turn costs either 1 blue or 1 colorless, less to cast for each land you control with a flood counter on it. Doesn't really do all that much for early game, but it makes it more viable for mid game because you're discounting it quicker. So you can have a big splashy draw more towards whatever your mid game play is. Another one is actually with a commander that is also being released in Secrets of Strixhaven, which is Zimone Infinite Analyst. Uh-huh. And Zimone says the first spell you cast with X in its mana cost each turn costs 1 less to cast for each +1/+1 counter on Zimone. And then whenever you cast your first spell with X in its mana cost each turn, you put 2 +1/+1 counters on Zimone. Still not an early game thing, but a great way to significantly discount this as you get further into the game to be able to draw a whole bunch of cards for pretty cheap. And then the last one is actually from the last set that came out, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I really like it because it's kind of flavorful, because it's math. And it goes with Dawn and Wrath, Hard Science. And math is a hard science, if you didn't know. But anyway, Dawn and Wrath say whenever they attack, the next non-creature spell you cast this turn has affinity for artifacts.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
You're in an artifact strategy. You already got a whole bunch of artifacts. And that's something that you could push pretty early in the game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and then it's 2 blue, draw like 8 or 16, depending on where you're at.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's
the
really
higher
good.
bracket you play, the quicker you can get that to
Yeah.
a crazy amount of card draw early game. And then the last way to make it better than it just is right off the bat is to double it. The two spells that I came up with are things like Unbound Flourishing. So throwing this in a Simic deck already makes the most sense. Simic Landfall, you're ramping, you're going to be able to cast bigger spells quicker to begin with. Unbound Flourishing says whenever you cast a permanent spell with mana cost that contains X, you double, which doesn't apply. And whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell or activate an ability, if that spell's mana cost or that ability's activation cost contains X, copy the spell or ability. You may choose new targets for the copy. So now you're paying however much into it, but you're actually getting double that by copying the spell because it will copy the X value when you copy it.
See, I don't think copy's as good as reducing the cost. Like, just in general. Not that it wouldn't be bad, but...
No, but it's still good.
Yeah.
And then there's flare duplication. And yeah, there's plenty of ways to duplicate instant and sorcery spells and do copies and all of that.
I also have one thing to say, because you were like, 2 blue, draw a card. Terrible. It is not good. I'm not calling it good, but clue tokens are all over the place, and they're 2 mana draw a card. Like, it's not the worst thing in the world to pay 2 mana to draw a card if that's what you need to do.
The difference is, a lot of the times if you have clues, you're just kind of making them anyway. They're just there. So they're just sitting on the battlefield as I don't have anything else to do. I might as well sack this clue. And they also usually have some other benefit to you, counting artifacts or tokens or whatever, you know. Whereas this is a spell in your hand that you are losing a card for to get no advantage.
You're just not that kind of Magic player. You hate when you don't.
I also think that paying 2 for a clue to sacrifice it isn't that great either.
No, it's not good.
I don't do it.
I said it's not good.
It's not good.
But it is something that does happen regularly, like just in general. You're like, well, I got nothing else to do. I might as well dig one deeper. And you don't like losing the opportunity for your cards.
There is a difference between I already have this, it literally doesn't hurt me because I'm not doing anything else and I can sack this clue right before my turn, and losing a card in your hand. And you cannot deny that. There's a difference.
No, it increases storm
This
count
is
for
worse
2.
than a clue token.
No, I don't think it's worse than a clue token.
This card is worse than a clue token. Anyway.
Storm count, cards in graveyard, it does a whole bunch for that 2 mana. I'm not saying that's the way it's meant to be played. I'm saying if it read cycle 2 on it, that wouldn't look bad.
If I am storming, I am not going to dump 2 mana for 1 card.
No, if you're already in the storm part of the game, then no, you wouldn't pay the 2. I'm saying like early game where you draw this like turn 2 and you have no turn 2 play, paying 2 to just dig one deeper to hit your 3rd land drop, that is an option with this card. That's
I want you all to understand that he may not remember me talking to him about this card, but I showed it to him because he is math man and he loves math, and I thought he'd be so excited about it. But when I first told him about it, he was like, that's a bad card.
It is a bad card. It is not worth $50.
Why are you sitting here and defending it
well, I also
as a
didn't
good
realize
card when you know it's a bad card?
It is a bad card because you have to put so much mana into it, and if you're making that much mana, it should be game ending. And technically, it kind of is game ending because I didn't even think about you could make someone else draw their whole library. That's hilarious to me, which makes it fun. It's still not $50 good.
No, absolutely not. Don't pay $50 for this card.
I'm pretty sure what I said was, that's a bad card. I want to play that card because that's the kind of cards I like playing.
That's not what you said.
No?
No, you were very unenthusiastic about it, and I was really disappointed.
Look at the name.
I know. You didn't even say anything about the name when I first told you about it.
I don't know. Maybe the cat pissed me off. I don't know.
I think he was editing this podcast, actually.
I was in the zone.
Anyway, it'll be a fun card. I look forward to it and all the other cards that are coming out in Strixhaven. It's one of the sets I'm actually excited for this year.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
So I'm excited to see what else. We're getting slowly starting to get spoilers now.
Yeah.
So
Mathemagics.
Mathemagics.
Oh, mathemagics.
Like mathematics.
Yeah.
But mathemagics.
Yeah, you'll have to excuse me. It takes a while for stuff to sink in.
At the end of every episode, we like to talk about something that we've been hyperfixated on. You have something for us today.
Yes. Okay. True or false? You are less capable without your cell phone.
I don't like that question. I don't think I'm less capable. I think that I have less access to maybe things I don't know, but I'm not less capable.
So
I can do the things I can do without my phone.
So if someone is speaking to you in another language, could you communicate if you don't know that language without your phone?
No, I can't really communicate with them with my phone either because I don't have those apps.
They don't even work that well from my understanding.
No,
Maybe they're
they
getting
don't.
better. I don't know. I haven't really even seen
It's
one
better
for a
to
while.
get one of those little earphone things.
But you see what I'm getting at right there. How well can you do math with your phone versus without your phone?
Quick math?
Any math.
Way better.
Yeah. Well, any math, though. You knew
Harder math, your phone doesn't help all that much.
No, you still have to know things, but can you multiply 1,752 by 576 right now without your phone?
No, that's quick math.
No, it's not. Okay, you could do it with a piece of paper and pen. Okay, point being, I would answer true.
Why are we starting this off with you calling me dumb?
I just said that it applies to me too. It applies to everyone who uses a cell phone. I don't think there's anyone out there who doesn't have a cell phone who is more capable with their cell phone or who does have a cell phone. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so point being, if you have your cell phone, you're more capable just as a person, as a whole. You are more capable of things.
Okay.
In my opinion, you can do more things with a cell phone than you can without. And right now, that's just this little piece of metal that we always have handy with us. But I feel like we're like baby cyborgs.
We are not cyborgs because we use cell phones.
We're like the whatever would be the evolutionary equivalent of before the thing, the Homo sapien. No, Homo.
Okay, I think we need to have a conversation
Homo.
about what evolution is and how it works.
The other
we
Homo.
are not going to suddenly evolve to have our phones implanted in our
it won't
hands
be
in
evolution.
a natural cause. Exactly.
No, but what was
I know
the thing
what you
before
were
us?
getting at.
What was the thing before us? I forget. Not Homo sapien. That's us, right? Biology's not my thing.
Homo habilis.
Sure, that one. As that is distinct from us, so is the generation of people who will have electronics integrated into them.
Uh-huh.
You see what I'm saying? Like we're like the precursor to, we are living the moment where we're the precursor, assuming we don't all destroy ourselves. Pause. On purpose. But I'm saying we're not the baby cyborg. Maybe there's a better word for it, but we're like on the cusp is how I feel. And it's terrifying to me.
This is his constant anxiety.
It's constant. All the time. Every time electronics surprise me, it also terrifies me.
We've been watching Black Mirror.
Yeah.
Weird show.
Yeah, we got
Weird.
we're in season 1.
Yeah, we've only watched a couple of episodes. It's a weird show, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it, but there's the one episode where they have the implants where you can rewind and see. Yep, I assumed. Yeah. I knew that freaked you out.
Although I don't think the future will look like that. That one was for TV. That's how I feel.
By no means. I don't want to be a robot. I don't want to be made out of metal and all of that, but I am not opposed to having device implantations that help. We have already started that in some ways. Medical devices, etc.
Eventually it will be voluntary though, not necessity.
Yeah.
That those are done more often. It's already, I'm sure you could find examples, but it's not common yet. Would you say you'd be more or less capable with those things?
I'm not opposed to the idea. It doesn't freak me out the same way that it freaks him out.
It freaks me out because I'm not going to go into like free will or no free will. That's personally, I just think it's beyond our understanding whether there is or not. But I know that's not the common consensus. But what I was getting at is that we will make less choices as an individual is how I feel. And that kind of it kind of freaks me out.
Yeah, there's a lot of like moral implications that you get into as you start considering those kinds of technological advances. There's already been things where they've had to say, you know what, no, we can't continue with this project because we know that it will infringe on certain personal rights and things like that.
Yeah.
And especially with like where our government is today and stuff like that, I absolutely agree that there would be infringements beyond belief.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So we'll end on a light note. It just reminds me, whenever I get like this, it just reminds me of a meme someone showed me a long time ago that was like, come on, Grandpa, it's time to go to bed. You've met my robot girlfriend, or whatever it says.
We've had that conversation specifically before. What's going to happen when one of our kids comes home with a robot as their boyfriend or girlfriend?
And I'm pretty sure my answer was, I won't have to worry about it because a heart attack will have killed me. So, good day, sir.
Nice to meet you, Susie. See you next time.
Anyway, that's it.
All right. Well, if you enjoyed today's episode, you can find us on TikTok and Twitch at Dicentric Games for more Magic content and other nerdy shenanigans.
And if you'd like to share any of the quirks that Magic has hidden in their cards, join the Discord in the description. If you have questions or suggestions for the show, please leave a comment or send us an email.
We hope you learned something new about the cards that we discussed today. If there's anything interesting we didn't talk about, please let us know in the comments.
Thank you, everyone. Enjoy your week.
Click all the buttons.
Do all the things.
And we'll see you next time. Bye.